The town of Shadow Creek was once a vibrant place. The sun shone brightly, children laughed in the streets. But something changed. Shadows began to disappear. At first it was just a few. A wisp here, a flicker there. No one noticed, not really. Then, whole shadows vanished. People became forgetful. They lost their way home. Fear settled over Shadow Creek. The townsfolk whispered of a shadow collector, a thief who stole the night, piece by piece. What was causing this strange occurrence? No one dared to find out, but someone had to. The town was losing its memories, its history. It was fading away. The missing shadows had a curious effect. People forgot things, little things at first. A favorite song, the taste of their mother's cooking. Then, bigger things started to fade. Their own names, the faces of loved ones. It was as if a part of them was being erased. Without their shadows, people felt lost, empty, like shells of their former selves. The town grew quiet. Laughter was replaced by anxious whispers. The elders spoke of a legend, a tale of a mystical lantern that could capture shadows. Could this be the shadow collector's tool? And if so, how could they stop it? In the heart of Shadow Creek lived an orphan named Finn. He was a quiet boy, often found wandering the narrow streets and hidden alleys of the town. Despite his solitude, there was something undeniably special about him. He had no memory of his family. The townsfolk whispered tales of his mysterious past, but Finn never paid much attention to them. Only a name whispered on the wind. Finn was different. His shadow was strong, vibrant. Unlike any other shadow in Shadow Creek, it seemed to have a life of its own, dancing and shifting in ways that shadows shouldn't. One day, while exploring the outskirts of town, Finn saw something peculiar. A glimmer of light caught his eye, something he had never seen before. A flicker of light in the old abandoned mill. He cautiously approached, his heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. The light pulsed, casting an eerie glow. It was as if the mill itself was alive, breathing with a strange, otherworldly energy. Inside, he found a lantern. It wasn't just any lantern. It was ancient, covered in intricate designs that seemed to tell a story. It hummed with a strange energy. The air around it crackled, and Finn could feel the power emanating from it. As he reached for it, he felt a shock. It wasn't painful, but it was enough to make him pull back in surprise. Images flashed before his eyes. They were fleeting, like memories from a dream, but they were vivid and intense. Memories, not his own but vivid and strange. They showed places he had never been, and people he had never met. The lantern was warm to the touch. It felt familiar somehow, as if it had been waiting for him all along. And in that moment, Finn knew. He understood that this lantern was the key to his past and his future. He had to find the shadow collector, the one person who could help him unlock the secrets of the lantern and his own mysterious origins, to help him and to save his town. With newfound determination, Finn set off on a journey that would change his life forever. Section 4. The Lantern's Secret Glow. Finn held the lantern close, feeling its warmth seep into his skin. The glow was mesmerizing, almost hypnotic. He could feel its magic thrumming against his palm, a steady pulse that seemed to sync with his heartbeat. It whispered to him, showing him snippets of the shadow collector's life. The images were fleeting but vivid, painting a picture of a life filled with sorrow, a life filled with sadness and longing, where joy was a distant memory. He saw a young boy, lonely and lost, wandering through a world that seemed to have forgotten him. He saw him find the lantern, a beacon of hope and comfort in a world that had turned its back on him. But the lantern was cursed, its glow hiding a dark secret. It fed on shadows, growing stronger with each one it captured. Finn realized the truth, a chilling revelation that made his heart race. The shadow collector wasn't stealing memories out of malice, but out of desperation, trying to fill a void that seemed endless. He was trying to hold on to something precious, something lost, something that once brought him joy. Finn knew what he had to do. He had to break the curse and free the shadow collector from his torment. He had to help the shadow collector, to show him that there was another way. He had to show him that memories were meant to be shared, not hoarded, that the true magic lay in the connections they forged. His journey had just begun, a journey to bring light to the shadows and hope to the forgotten. Section 5. A Journey Through the Night. Guided by the lantern's glow, Finn set off into the night. The air was cool and crisp, filled with the sounds of nocturnal creatures stirring. Each step he took was deliberate, his eyes scanning the darkness for any signs of danger. The path was fraught with peril. Twisted roots and jagged rocks seemed to reach out, eager to trip him. The wind howled through the trees, creating eerie whispers that sent shivers down his spine. Shadows danced and swirled, trying to lure him astray. But Finn pressed on. He knew that giving in to fear would only lead him further from his goal. His grip tightened on the lantern, its light a beacon of hope in the oppressive darkness. He traveled through whispering forests and across moonlit meadows. The trees seemed to murmur secrets, their leaves rustling like ancient pages. The meadows, bathed in silver light, offered brief moments of respite from the encroaching shadows. Each step brought him closer to the heart of the problem. The weight of his mission bore down on him, but he remained resolute. He could feel the presence of the Shadow Collector growing stronger with each passing moment, closer to the Shadow Collector. The figure loomed in the distance, a dark silhouette against the night sky. Finn's heart pounded, but he knew he had to confront this menace. He held on to the hope that he could reason with him. Finn believed in the power of words, in the possibility of redemption. He hoped that the Shadow Collector could be persuaded to see the light, that he could convince him to release the stolen shadows. Finn's voice was steady as he spoke, his words carrying the weight of his conviction. He reached out, hoping to touch the heart of the darkness, to let go of the past. He knew that holding on to old grudges and pain would only perpetuate the cycle of darkness. Finn's plea was for a brighter future, free from the shadows of the past. The fate of Shadow Creek rested on his small shoulders. It was a heavy burden for someone so young, but Finn's spirit was unyielding. He was determined to save his home and its people. But Finn was not afraid. Courage surged through him, a fierce determination that burned brighter than any fear. He knew that bravery wasn't the absence of fear, but the will to move forward despite it. He carried the light of hope with him. This light was more than just a lantern. It was a symbol of his unwavering belief in a better tomorrow. It was the hope that could pierce through the darkest of nights, a light that he believed could banish even the deepest shadows. Finn's journey was far from over, but with each step, he grew more confident that he could bring light to the darkest corners of the world.